Oh my gosh, you guys, we have a special guest on the podcast today, not here in the flesh, but via the phone, Alexis Bellino from Real
Ooh,
Housewives of Orange County. I loved
exciting.
her so much. She is now on Marriage Boot Camp, not with Jim Bellino, her ex, who we saw her on Real Housewives, like duking it out with sometimes. She's on Marriage Boot Camp with Aaron Carter, but not with him, but with Penelope, her mom. How's it going?
Really well. How are you?
Oh, we're great. We're so excited to talk to you today and so excited to catch up on everything Marriage Boot Camp with you.
Yeah, it's fun. Let's talk.
Why did you and your mom, Penelope, go on this season? What was really requiring work between you two?
Well, for me, some of it was totally selfish because I had, just had another relationship that failed with my ex. And so I wanted to just work on myself and mending any relationship really that was, in any little turmoil, just because I think that's what you do when you try to become a better person. And so my mom and I definitely suffered from some communication issues from both of our pasts. And it was just time. It was the perfect opportunity for me to. I actually probably shouldn't have done it since my divorce was only 3 months new. And so I was in a very just fragile state at that point. So you do see a more emotional, heightened Alexis than would normally have been, just because of the divorce. But it was the time for my mom and I to just hash it out.
Did you ever consider going on a show like this with Jim or anything like that, or did not come across your desk?
We had been offered to go on. I was willing to go. Jim was not. So it takes two to tango. And so there you have it.
Alexis, we loved seeing you on Real Housewives this year, and you talked about your broken relationship with Jim. Where do you two stand today?
It's still a little bit rocky here and there, but for the most part, I mean, it was very, very unhealthy when the divorce first happened. We were just, I think both really broken, and he actually had another girlfriend at the time that was causing some issues between us. So now that she's out of the picture, things are a lot better, and we've really worked on just trying to be good friends and be healthy for the kids. I mean, that's what it really boils down to is if you can't live under a roof together with someone, you need to show them the kids a healthy relationship, outside of living together. So that's what we're really both focusing on.
And I know obviously you're on Marriage Boot Camp with your mom, but did you learn tools to help your relationship with Jim?
I learned so many tools on Marriage Boot Camp, and I learned so much about myself. So the reason I really love this reality show is because they really do focus on not just tearing people down and having all these cat fights and this and that. I mean, of course, they want the drama because that's what reality TV is about, and they want the reactions and the surprise element. But they really care about you as a human and making you healthier and happier, and just picking out what's going on with you that's causing some of the problems. So I just feel like it was, and my mom, who's 70, says, oh gosh, she's going to kill me for saying that. She lies about her age, but sorry, mom, it's coming out now. But so she's 70, and she still calls me like daily or weekly and is like, gosh, that was just such a great experience, and I love those doctors and they just really helped me. And so it's all around. I would totally recommend any person who gets the opportunity to go that they go. And in hindsight, Jim and I should have gone. I mean, we definitely needed the help. I don't know that all parties involved were willing to put out there in America what was going on, but I was willing to go.
No, and I'm sure that helped. Then that's great. I'm sure that helped because you were on reality TV before and you were so used to having your relationships examined and to be in a place that was very difficult in front of the viewers and then get past that place too. So I'm sure that experience allowed you to say yes to that.
Well, it was just good because I didn't have to have Jim saying that, yes, I could go. It was all me. It was them calling me and saying, Alexis, do you want to come on with another family member? And the first person that popped in mind was my mom, because she is one of my best friends and has been, since I became an adult. But we definitely needed, you can see, like, we definitely had some things we needed to work on. And so I'm just really thankful for the opportunity.
Does Jim have a relationship with your boyfriend now?
They have definitely met several times, and they've gotten past the awkwardness of it. And by the way, boot camp helped me immensely. Like I didn't know Drew when I was taping that show, or we hadn't even met. We didn't meet until January, but and we filmed that in September. But it's helped me with my relationship with him a lot too, because it's about communication, and he and I just don't fight like in a way that's unhealthy. It's just, we actually just communicate. It's like, hey, that hurt my feelings. Oh, it did. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, that's the end of it. You know what I mean? Kiss and make up, and here you go. So I just think anyone that can work on themselves, it's super beneficial for every relationship. Now I forgot the question you asked. I got on a tangent.
It's fine. I liked it. I enjoy tangents.
And what about your boyfriend? Obviously, he knew you were on Real Houses of Orange County. Now you're on this show. Is he totally comfortable with like seeing your, some of your relationships play out on the show?
Okay, there's so many funny things to this story. So when he met me, he had no clue who I was at all. So he goes home the next day, or, talks to his friends the next day, and he's like, do you know who you were talking to? Like, do you know who that even is? And he's like, no, her name's Alexis. And so then he Googled me, and then he's like, oh my gosh, and he couldn't believe it.
An icon among him.
No, far from an icon. A C-list celebrity is not an icon.
Oh, please, stop that.
But it's so funny because he's not, like, he doesn't even have an Instagram that's public. He's not really he's in it for me, but he's not really into the limelight or into reality TV. He has only watched like one Housewives episode, and he's just like, I can't even watch it. Like all those cat fights, like it's just not his cup of tea. And so now Marriage Boot Camp is out, and so I'm like, do you want to watch it? He's like, not really. I want to know you for you, and I don't care about your TV persona. And like he's just the greatest. I don't know. He's just awesome.
It's great that you have someone in your corner like that. It was such a tease having you on Real Housewives this season. Is there any chance you can come back in a bigger capacity or as a full-time housewife ever again? Would that interest you?
I was offered, and I said no. I was offered a main role or a friend role, and I just feel like at one point in life, last season, for the one that just aired. They're not casting this one quite yet until this, I think they said January. So I don't know if they're going to call again or not, but I honestly I just don't want the drama again in my life. Like it's kind of toxic for me because I don't like fighting with girls in that capacity. And that's kind of what it's about. Love Andy Cohen, love all the housewives. I'm good friends with Emily and Kelly, and they both are begging me. They're like, please come back and this and that. I just think I've turned that chapter. And I also don't know if it would be healthy Drew's going to be in my life for good. So I don't want to bring that into our relationship. And he's not really the TV kind of guy. So, he said he'd be willing to do like a marriage show. Like if we get married, he would do that because that's a positive light and that kind of thing. And he filmed Below Deck with me, which is coming out in November.
Oh, awesome.
We chartered the yacht. Yeah. So we have a couple things. So he's kind of into TV, but just not, I think it's just a lot of fighting, and it's not the right place for me right now.
I get that. I mean, we would love to have you back, especially because the tides are kind of turning. Like Tamara is kind of, things aren't going well for her right now on the show. So it might be your time.
Well, it's about time because that's a whole nother discussion that I don't really want to get into.
That's fair.
Don't get me started on Tamara.
Well, I can imagine once you see like the shifting tides. Vicky's no longer a housewife. The gals, Tamara's not in a power position. It could be the prime time for you to come back now that the tide has really changed.
Yeah, and I love that. I support it, and I definitely do another cameo or like a one time or something. But it's not for me.
All right. Well, we're not.
I am in talks with another reality show, and there's a lot of other stuff going on. So, I'm not opposed to doing reality. It's just got to be a good fit for Drew and my family.
That makes a
we
lot of
need you
sense.
on our TV.
Yeah.
Well, you might see me again soon. Well, you've still got 6 weeks left of boot camp.
Thank God.
Yes, we're grateful for that, and we will definitely watch you when you're on Below Deck too. Well, thank you so much, Alexis, for hopping on the phone with us today. It's great to catch up with you and to hear about what's going on. It's so good to hear you have such positivity in your life right now too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys too.
Have a great day, and thanks for making time for us.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.